Today on the Tacomaholic channel, the Tacoma gets a little bit of an armor upgrade. And when I say a little, I mean a lot. And when I say armor, I mean armor. Sorry about that. Okay everyone, obviously I still need to get these installed, still need to both prime and bedline the new set from Mobtown Offroad, but before I did all that, I wanted to line them up next to my old ones from All-Pro with the new ones from Mobtown, just so you can see the difference and the quality here. So, for those of you who don't know, I was originally running these All-Pro skids, the front IFS skid and the transmission skid, and now I do have a full skid trilogy, or a complete set from Mobtown Offroad, which in the front there is the IFS skid, here is the trans skid, and additionally now the third piece that I was missing is the transfer case skid. So I mean, when you're just looking at these side to side, you notice a few things. First of all, the front IFS skids, they're similar in size, but obviously you can tell instantly the one from Mobtown is reinforced in 3 different places. It looks like that sticks up about 1 inch, probably 1/4 inch steel, whereas the All-Pro one does not. Both of them do have the openings so you can do your oil changes without removing the skid. Definitely a nice feature to have. However, it looks like the one on the Mobtown is probably about 1/2 inch bigger in diameter, so it should be that much easier to reach my Fumoto valve, so I'm super pumped about that. Next up, and this is easily the biggest difference, look at the trans skid for my All-Pro set, which did its job. It's a little banged up on the other side, perfectly fine, but then look at this one. Look at that coverage, and again, completely reinforced with an X-brace in the middle, and even has some side protection here. You can see it from the side about 1 inch, 1.5 inches, whereas on the All-Pro one it's just flat. And lastly, this is the cross member piece. It is actually 2 pieces. This actually bolts up by the cross member piece, I believe, and they sort of bolt together, so look at the protection on that. And real quick, just wanted to show you, you can see here, there are 2 versions for the Mobtown transfer case skid. The one I have is for the exhaust reroute, where you get that exhaust, part of the exhaust system tucked up under there, because if you did not know, it does hang down about 2 or 3 inches there, right below the cross member, so that's super annoying. So this one is more lower profile for that, saving you that valuable ground clearance. And I wish I could show you what the other version of the skid plate looks like, but you know what? I almost forgot. I actually have one in my house right now, so let's take a peek at that. And here is the other option in question. Look how much of a difference it is right there towards the top middle of the screen, where that has to hang down for the factory exhaust. Why Toyota designed it like that way, I have no idea, but this is that second option, which I actually picked up this weekend. I am delivering to a friend, so taking advantage of Tacoma World Express to help someone out. So just wanted to show you those 2 options real quick. And here are all 3 skids fully installed. You can see with the exhaust reroute right here in the middle, it is perfectly flat now, where it comes back from that front IFS skid. So look at that. Are you not entertained? So we have the IFS skid right up front, trans skid right there in the middle, and then the transfer case right back here, which has this other piece, which is sort of like another cross member. And again, with the exhaust reroute, perfectly flat. Nothing under here is going to get damaged, because I think this stuff is bulletproof. I'm pretty sure it's the exact same material they use in the Abrams tanks. I could be mistaken about that, so don't quote me. As far as the actual install, I didn't really do like a how-to video, but I could in a future date, I guess, so comment below if you guys are interested in that. But the front part, the IFS skid, installs just like my All-Pro did, which uses all the factory bolts, factory mounting points, so it's just 6 bolts for that. Right here in the middle, the transmission skid, this part right here, you can see, let me get over here, it sort of lips over the back of the IFS skid, runs straight, and then right here on your central cross member, it sort of goes under and then up at a 90-degree angle. And Mobtown did provide me with longer bolts that go straight through the cross member and tie it in, and you can see it's bolted over here. So that's 2 on this side, 2 on the other side. And then for the third transfer case skid, that actually uses the ends of those longer bolts I just mentioned, ties right into there, And this cross member piece ties right in here directly on the frame. And really the only tricky part about this was this uses a factory bolt on this side. Mobtown provides a new bolt for the passenger side. But for some reason we had difficulty getting this bolt back in, so we just ran out to Ace Hardware, got one that was I think a 1/4 inch or a 1/2 inch longer, and it fastened right in with no issues. So that's really, I mean, aside from getting this into position, because there were 2 of us installing this and this stuff is pretty heavy. I forgot to weigh everything, but I'd guess for all 3 pieces probably about 100 pounds. So all that weight I saved from removing my rear seats, gone already. But this is certainly something that you want to have nice and beefy for all that protection. But really this small bolt was the only part that was a little tricky on the install. Everything else, as long as you have the right tools and a little patience, getting these heavy skid plates into position. You guys know I do have a video for installing a front skid plate by yourself. I will go ahead and link to that above if you haven't seen that. So once you have that front piece on, this middle piece, even though it is big and bulky,
that's what she said,
it instantly hangs right over the end of that first piece, so you don't have to support that weight. And you can sort of guide this up here and get this into place with those bolts. And then same thing for this. Once you get that hooked on the end of the bolt right here, you can get this into place and sort of start those screws and then, you know, tighten everything down as you go. I am super excited with how everything turned out, so I will put links below on the specific armor set I am running. Again, they have the same exact version that I have, the one with the exhaust route. Mobtown does have one that comes if you do not have the exhaust route, which this part right here, it would just sort of hang down like another probably 2 or 3 inches. So you lose a little bit of ground clearance right there. So of course I would definitely recommend going with the exhaust reroute option. Get that done. You can see how nice and smooth it is. But again, links for this down below if you are interested in getting the same thing. And it just so happens that tomorrow, which is Sunday, I am going to leave the safety of the mall parking lot, head up to Roush Creek Park in Pennsylvania. I have never been before, but I'm going with a buddy, just the 2 of us. Plenty of rocky terrain, so chances are pretty good that I'll get to test out all these skid plates in all their glory. So I'd say I'm about 50-50 excited and nervous about that, but my buddy, he should be a great spotter. Super excited about this, so fingers crossed nothing terrible happens to the truck. So that video will be coming soon. Hope you guys are looking forward to that because I'm excited for this trip. Should be probably the best off-roading trail I've been on in the Tacoma yet. All right, everyone, that will do it for this video. Hope you enjoy your weekend. If this is your first time stopping by, please consider subscribing if you love everything related to Tacomas. Don't forget to give the video a like and comment below on if you are getting some armor upgrades soon. I'd love to hear about what that is. And please help me grow the channel by sharing it with your friends and family on social media. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I will see you in the next video.